Make sure I am recording. So what I wanted to just point out briefly before I go into headlines is that at the end of 2019, so in like December of 2019, we mentioned that we were going to be starting to host team calls a little bit differently this year. So the way they're going to be run is that the first 3 Mondays of every single month, we will be hosting them with a couple other superstars in the company. And then the last Monday of every single month, it will just be a Team Elevate team call. So yesterday I asked you guys what you would want to hear most from in terms of a mentorship tonight. And I asked you guys, would you rather have mindset, Instagram, or how to talk about coaching? And it was like a consistent average all across the map. So I figured I would just kind of intertwine them all and kind of make it more of like a housekeeping style mentorship call. And so that's what our call is going to be all about tonight. I'm going to share my screen so that we can chat about a couple things that are going on in the month of February. So I do just want to point one thing out. You know, we lost a super influential man yesterday that I know touched a lot of our lives. His death of Kobe Bryant, his death and his daughter's death. I think a lot of families all around the world took it very hard. And it shouldn't take a death like this for us to open up our eyes, but in some cases it does. And I want to just take a second for us to, put our hands on our hearts, because I think that it sucks, but so often we take our lives for granted. So I want all of you guys to put your hands on your heart and just feel that beating in our chests, because we have something that so few people, or so many people, would die for. We have the ability to wake up every single morning and have a community. We have something that makes us better. We have something that allows us to focus on ourselves. And in doing so, this massive growth starts to happen. And so Kobe lived an incredible life, and he spread this like inspiration all across the map. And I think that's why he has hit such an emotional chord through so many households all across the world. But one of the biggest things that he talks about is living life the way, do things that you love, live life the way that you want to live it. And so I do want to just translate tonight really big into mindset and talking about the mindset to have in this business, how it should never, ever feel like another something on your plate. And it should be more of something that you really steals your attention, really steals your passion. It becomes your outlet. And I know that Moira on the team call this morning, she talked about how all, like when she looks at her successful coaches, it's not the ones who come in this and want to make $1 million. It's the ones who come in this and they change their lives forever. They change their lives through health and wellness so much they want to spread that passion like wildfire, not because they have to, but because they want to, and the success just comes inevitably. So, I really hope that you guys are building strong morning routines, especially, in crazy seasons of your life, because no matter what we're going through, shitty seasons, great seasons that you can't even peel yourself out of bed in the morning, you are alive and you have a heartbeat and you're breathing and you have a community of people who want to hug you so freaking tight. So just lean into that. So couple things I want to touch on, guys. Mexico is next year, a little over a year from now. And so a lot of you guys are watching some of us prepare to go to our trip to Punta Cana in about a month and a half from now. So we are going to Punta Cana in like March 15th timeframe, or March 21st or something like that. And that trip is based on the successful points that we had last year. So maybe you're a brand new coach, or maybe you're a coach who just started working the business and you didn't have any successful points, or maybe you got off of the wait list to go to the trip we're about to go on, but you couldn't financially afford it because you didn't get it for free. I want you to become laser focused in this trip for next year. So Mexico, we're going to Riviera Maya in Mexico. It's in April of 2021. And what you do now determines if you're going on that trip, okay? So make sure you are opting into that opt-in list. Maybe one of the leaders on our team could search that FAQ and just put it in the chat for any of you guys who want to go on this trip. You have to make sure that you opt in so that they see that you are somebody who is interested in going. And basically your year, every single month throughout the year of 2020, as you accumulate Success Club points, not only are those dollar equivalences, but Beachbody said pulls you off of the opt-in list based on your Success Club points. So if you want to go on that trip, if you want to be a part of these trips with us, I've been on, this will be my 4th one. Next year will be my 5th one. If you want to get to those, make sure that you are hitting Success Club, which should be the base non-negotiable of your business. Not because you have to, but because you're showing up and because you're changing your life and you're helping other women and men do the same thing. Success Club is just inevitable. Okay, so that's one thing. Next thing is that February is Team Cup month. What I notice in Team Cup month is that number one, it's a great way to build incredible relationships with people that you might not have in the past, but it's also a great way for you to get outside of your comfort zone and set goals higher than you've ever set them before. Moira also said on the call this morning that a reason that she became a coach was because she was just used to letting herself down. She was somebody who was like okay with letting herself down. She'd kind of always failed and she'd always just have been okay with it. And I was the same way. But as soon as she stepped into the role of being a coach, it was as if other people were counting on her. And that's how I see Team Cup. When we're in Team Cup, you know, if we're just showing up and hitting Success Club for ourselves, we're not doing it for anybody else, right? Your business is your business. You should be doing it for you. But when you get on a Team Cup team and you have to collectively earn points as a team in order to win the prizes I'm going to talk about in a second, you're not only just showing up for yourself, but you're showing up for other people who are depending on you, who are rooting for you. So if you're not on a Team Cup already, oops, make sure you guys are all muted. If you're not already on a Team Cup team, guys, this is a great way for you to get out of your comfort zone. And I can tell you what, if you're afraid to get out of your comfort zone, you're not going to see the true potential that you could grow, the true success you could grow in this business if you aren't willing to get outside of it. Because ain't nothing growing in that comfort zone, and Team Cup is a great way to get you out of it. So what Team Cup is basically you have to team up with 4 other coaches, only 2 diamonds per team, and only one of those diamonds can be a star diamond. So make sure that you're pairing up with that ratio. In order to register, you have to register by the 31st. So you have to get your group of 5. You have to find a team name, and one person is the captain, and you have to register by the 31st. So you have until Friday to register your team. Every single person on this call should be on a Team Cup team, and you should have goals that you want to freaking crush. So in order to earn points in Team Cup, you get 1 point for every Success Club point, but you also get 3 points for every lifetime rank advancement. So when you personally rank yourself, so maybe you're a coach and you're going to rank to Emerald, or maybe you're an Emerald and you're going to rank to Diamond, or maybe you're a Diamond and you're going to rank to Star Diamond. Every single time you rank advance, you get 3 points. But also every time you have a personally sponsored coach who rank advances, you get 3 points as well. So if I sponsor Sally is my personally sponsored coach, and I help her get to Emerald in the month of February, I will earn 3 points in that rank advancement category, and that will boost up my points for my team. Okay, remember, it's a collective team. You grow points as a team. And then you also get 2 bonus points for every single one of you guys who are registered for Coach Summit. So if all 5 of you are registered for Coach Summit, which you should be, which is in July, we're going to New Orleans, you'll have 10 points right there. Boom. Okay. And it's just limited to 40 cup points per coach. And that means 40 cup points is a lot of points. If you guys all get 40 points, you're going to be like way up on the leaderboard. So so the prizes that you're going to win in Team Cup, they're really cool. The Tier 1 award is if you hit Success Club alone, just you have to hit Success Club, you'll get the 10 rounds, either tank top or t-shirt. If you hit Success Club and all other 4 of your team members hit Success Club, you'll get this bag and you'll get the 10 rounds t-shirt or tank top. And if you are, if all 5 team members qualify for Success Club and you're a top team, so they're going to pull the top team in the Star Diamond category. So if any of you, the coaches on your team are Star Diamond Plus, you guys will be in one category. And if all of the coaches on your team are Diamond or below, you'll be in another category. The top Star Diamond team and the top Diamond team will get this bar button bar, which is pretty cool. But every single person should be going for this. Every single team should be aiming for this Tier 2 award. Every single person on your team just needs to be Success Club 5, and you guys will earn this award and this award as well, which is pretty neat. I love Team Cup. I think Team Cup is such a great way to get outside of your comfort zone, and it kind of leads us to the next thing that we're going to talk about in terms of mindset. Okay, so let's move this ball forward. So I just want to, okay. So tonight, like I said, I asked you guys what you wanted to talk about, and you guys basically said you wanted to hear everything. So I figured we're really going to dig deep into business mindset tonight. I'm going to kind of share my top tips and what I've found has been working for me on Instagram the last couple of months. And I'm going to talk about coaching. Now, I'm not a master at any of these things. I just, and that's the beauty of this business, is that you don't have to be a master of the trade of network marketing. That's not a thing. You just have to kind of use your stories to share with your team about what works. So tonight I'm just going to share with you guys what has worked for me to build my business over the last 5 years, but more importantly, over the last couple of months, how my business has grown in terms of mindset, Instagram, and talking about coaching. Cool? All right, so let's talk first about this mindset. I'm going to refer to Moira's call this morning because it was absolutely incredible. If you guys weren't on the National Wake Up Call, make sure that you watch it. Moira is such an entrepreneur. If you guys know who she is, she's the #3 coach in the network. She actually came from an entrepreneur mindset, like lifestyle. She owned a juice bar in her city of Charleston, South Carolina, and it was basically failing. And because it was failing, she was just flooded with these, these emotions, and she wasn't taking care of herself. And because she wasn't taking care of herself, she wasn't taking care of her marriage or her children. And she was the type of person who never thought that she was going to get into something like Beachbody, because it wasn't a real business in her eyes. But the second she started to actually change her life with the programs, she started to see, well, I'm changing my life with these programs. Why can't I change my life with the business side? And she actually got to see that it was a true business. And so I love stories like that, especially from older women in our network who have really ran businesses and have full families of their own, which I think is really cool. But she mentioned that this is not about a sales transaction. And this should not be about a sales transaction. What I brag to so many people about is that our business is not a front-loaded business. We're not like, buy this to tone your belly or get this so that you can minimize your pores, right? We're not talking about these things that have this instant benefit for people. What we have is something that has the long-term longevity, the ability to change people's trajectories of their future forever and ever and ever. But the thing about having a backloaded business where these things people can't see on the front end right away, it's not a wrap. It's not something to minimize pores. It's not something that has this quick fix for people, because we're backloaded, which means we're kind of just sharing our stories and we're helping people, get healthy and fit, which takes time. We're helping people build businesses, long-term businesses, which take time. We have to start there. We have to be into the mindset that putting work in every single day, not working one day a week, all day, one day a week, but working a little bit every single day and showing people that I'm not just showing up for a sales transaction. I'm not showing up on social media to sell a challenge pack. I'm showing up on social media because my coach did, and she changed my life with 21 Day Fix. So I decided to show up and do 21 Day Fix and help other women. And 5 years later, I've just always done more products or more programs, drank my Shakeology, hosted more challenge groups, and I'm doing it to become the best version of myself, but also help other Ashleys of the world become the best versions of themselves. Not to hit Success Club 60, not to make a 6-figure income. That stuff comes when you have this servant's heart of, I'm going to show up and become the best version of me, not for a swipe of a credit card, but because I know that I can be the best version of me if I'm showing up for other people. Moira this morning said that, and I'm going to reiterate what I already said, but she said that when she really took total control over her life, it was when she stepped into this role of a coach because other people started relying on her. I want you to think about the people around you. Maybe you're a mom, maybe you have children, maybe you have dogs, maybe you have a partner, your parents, your siblings. Think about the people who mean the most to you. They're watching you, and you showing up each and every single day has the ability to help them do that same thing. Tyler's a better person because I'm a better person. I bet your children are going to grow up and be more conscious of taking care of themselves. Your relationship is just going to be stronger, because when you start taking care of yourself, everything else starts to fall into place. And that's this theme moving forward into this business. I don't want you to get on and sell a challenge pack because you have to. I don't want you to hit Success Club because I'm telling you to, or your coach is telling you to hit Success Club. I want you to show up and be authentically you, because that's how you're going to build a long-term business. You're not going to build a long-term business by working so hard just to get your name on the leaderboard. You're going to build a long-term business by showing up and getting the best results that you physically, emotionally, mentally can. And other people are going to look at you and be like, holy shit, she did that in 1 month, or oh my gosh, 1 week into coaching. And I have seen Ashley's mindset change so much. Those are the types of things that get people to say yes to you. Them looking at you and saying, wow, she's doing this for her, but I can relate to her story. So I'm going to do this for me, but I'm going to join her so I have a piece of this puzzle. It's so much more than a sales transaction, guys. I've been in this business for 5 years. For those of you who don't know my story, I'm just going to briefly kind of talk about where I came from, but I was a first grade teacher. I was $100,000 worth in college debt. I was living in Tyler's parents' basement. I was the highest weight I'd ever been in my entire life. I was commuting an hour to work, and I literally could not afford to get out of Tyler's parents' basement. I also could not afford to go to a gym and eat healthy, nor did I know how to do any of those things. And so when I think about that Ashley back then to who I am now, there's so much that had to go on in the 5 years to get me here. But in doing, it's just daily action, showing up each and every single day. And so when you think about the action you're putting into your business, I want you to think about the action, not just on your business activity tracker, checking things off, but like, who are you becoming each and every single day? Rachel Hollis always says, stop trying to be perfect and just focus on the person you're trying to become. Who is it that you're showing up for every single day? It should be for yourself. And in showing up for yourself, that pours over into other people's cups. This past week was crazy. You guys know, if you guys follow me on Instagram, you know the whole story with Gavin, and my dogs are the center of my universe, and life got nuts, right? And had I been teaching in this season of my life, oh my God, I'm just going to get real with you guys. I made $40,000 as a teacher, living outside of DC, commuting an hour to work each day with minimal PTO, a principal that didn't respect my time, coworkers who didn't respect me. I was up to my ears in first graders. I had an hour-long commute. Did I already say that? If I would have gone through what I had gone through this past week, accumulating thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars of vet bills, having to be on call, answer the phone, be at every appointment, my life would have been like so damaged. But because I had built this business just by showing up every single day, guys, just stick with it. Like the biggest piece, like the biggest mindset to have in this business is to just stick with it. Don't go nowhere. Build that freaking foundation on your business. Show up today, show up tomorrow, not because you have to, but because you want to, because you want to lay this strong foundation. So in a year from now, when your baby gets sick, or in 2 years from now, when you're going to go on your honeymoon, or in 5 years from now, when your dog is extremely ill and you can't focus on anything but that, you can take a week off and your business is still going to thrive. This is so much more than a sales transaction, guys. This business is long-term. This business ain't going nowhere. We're a back-ended business. We're changing lives left and right, and we're just getting started. We've been a network marketing company for 12 years, and our CEO, Carl Deichler, has such bright and beautiful futures for every single one of us, and the network marketing side of Beachbody. You need to be so confident in that, and you need to share that every single day. And we're going to talk about coaching in just a second. But what we have is a gift, and showing up in this community, not to mention being a part of Team Elevate and all the other teams that we have inside of Team Elevate. We're so lucky that we have this. I get messages every single day saying, can you just adopt me? Can I be on your team? I wish I would have signed up with you, because truly we have a community that so many people would kill for. And that leads me to the next one, guys. Get into the middle of the bed. Moira said this morning. Get smack dab in the middle of the bed. If you feel like you're an outsider on this team, or if you feel like you don't belong, or you haven't built any relationships, guys, get into the middle of the bed. I wish I could partner every single one of you guys up but I can't. I want you to start growing relationships with people on our team. Start following people on Instagram, asking if they want to do power hours together, seeing what time they're working out, and seeing if you guys can do workouts together. It's just like you're in kindergarten all over again, meeting at the table to share your peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Build friendships that can last long term, forever and ever and ever. But Moira said, get into the middle of the bed, because on days that are tough, on days where you feel like giving up in this business, or when you're like, oh, is it even working? You're smack dab in the middle of your bed, and you look left at Sally and you look right at Sue, and they ain't letting you go nowhere. You're smack dab in there. And because of those rock solid friendships that you've built, and the rock solid friendships that you're still gonna build, like, I know that I have best friends out there on the planet that I haven't even met yet, because I have built some of the best relationships in my life over the past 5 years. I can imagine 20, 30 years from now, the friendships that I'm going to keep building through this business. Because the beauty of our business is that we're not showing up to sell products. We're showing up as our sole independent self on social media, but we have Beachbody as our platform. Beachbody is not going to make you successful. Beachbody is not going to get you where you want to go. They're going to be the vehicle. You're going to show up and you're going to attract people in. You're going to attract people who love what you love, who have similar stories to you, who might have relationships similar to yours, who could just talk for hours with you and laugh and be bridesmaids in each other's weddings, right? Those people are here. They're on the planet. But Beachbody is the platform. Beachbody is the avenue of what is helping you kind of stick that glue together. But if you get in the middle of this bed and you just build those rock solid relationships, you're not going to go anywhere. And because of that, you're going to grow more success in this business. You need to build the sisterhood. You have to go out. And you know what? I was signed up with a coach who quit. And then I was signed up with her sister who doesn't work this business. And I don't have a strong upline. But I always said, I'm going to create the culture on my team that I craved so badly, that I wish I had when I started. I wish I came on this team and I had a sisterhood of girls, but I didn't. So I said, I'm going to create that. I'm going to be Ashley authentically on social media, and I'm going to build these incredible relationships, because that's what I want on my team. I want girls to sign up on my team and feel like they're a part of something. But you guys have to get in the middle of the bed. You have to be able to look left and right at Sally and Sue and know that they've got you. And on the hard days, you're not going anywhere, because we're just getting started. I've been a coach for 5 years. Guys, I am an infant, a baby in this business, and we're just getting started. So build those relationships, build them like freaking glue, because they're going to be what holds you each and every single day, good and bad days. Okay. So that's mindset. I hope that was helpful for you guys. Again, I could talk about, you guys know I'm a mindset girl. I could talk about mindset forever and ever and ever, but those are just a couple things that really I felt like I wanted to talk to you guys about today, especially the season of life that I'm in. But I want to more so talk to you guys about Instagram today. I know that Instagram is ever evolving. Instagram is changing, right? Algorithms change, but there's one thing that doesn't change. Your voice, your value. Okay, a couple things. Your voice, your value, and your story. Your voice, your value, and your story. Those three things should never change. It's just a matter of how you get them out into the world in order for you to reach other people. So I want to just kind of dive into a couple ways that I've grown my Instagram over the last couple of months, as well as really building engagement with people over the last couple of months, where the majority of my Success Club points come from, where the majority of my new coaches come from, also the majority of people that I'm just building relationships with outside of Beachbody. Okay. So I want to start with you guys off with, this is one thing I had to ask myself. I think it was Jenna Kutcher's podcast I was listening to a month or so ago. And this is what she said. Hang on a second. And I had never really even asked myself this, but what you enjoy watching or seeing, like what you find yourself scrolling on Instagram late at night, maybe on the popular page or Instagram stories, what you enjoy watching and seeing, you need to be sharing. So I want you guys to flood the chat right now. When you look at your popular page, I want you to go to your popular page right now. And I want you to tell me what the first couple things you see are. Mine are, so if to get to your popular page, you just go to this little magnifying glass at the bottom. Mine are baby stuff, home decor, tons of fashion, makeup tutorials, tons of baby belly bumps, fashion, Starbucks, makeup tutorials, nutrition, dogs. So those are a couple things that I'm consistently looking at and looking for. I want to see the chat. Bachelor. Eyebrow tutorials. I need to get out more. I just got memes for days. Yes, awesome. Okay, so it's time to reflect. It's almost time to take a pulse check on yourself, because what did I say? You're not showing up as a Beachbody coach, right? I don't want you to show up as I am the queen of Beachbody and I want to sell a challenge pack. What did I say? You are you, and Beachbody is the avenue. Beachbody is the vehicle, right? So what makes you you? What do you love seeing? What do you love watching? What do you find yourself late at night like scrolling on? Sometimes I'll scroll my popular page and be like, holy shit, how did that hour go by? But I get sucked in because I love those things. And so I had to take a pulse check on myself and say, well, if I love watching those things, I need to start doing those things. Because if I love watching those things, other people in my circle, other people in my market, my network are going to love watching those things. So if I'm producing those things, then I can create relationships with other people who like watching those things, and I can build engagement and I can build new relationships. And I know with engagement and new relationships, that's more people's lives I can change, more people down the road who's can come into Team Elevate and who can build success in this business. And that's where my mind goes. I think about, okay, what type of value can I add into the world today? Outside of Beachbody even, sometimes health and fitness, but any type of value I can go. Curling my hair, doing a makeup tutorial, doing home decor. How can I add value into the world? Because if I love watching those things, other people love watching those things, and that's new people I can bring into my circle. So based on those things, you guys need to be consistently creating value. So here's a couple ways that I started doing it. I know that in my posts, I love fashion and I love anything wedding. Right now I'm 7 months out from my wedding. So I am talking about wedding stuff all the time. I'm talking about my dress. I'm talking about flowers. I'm talking about save the dates. I'm talking about things all the time. And no, this has nothing to do with Beachbody, but what am I doing in a post like this? I am getting people into my circle and engaging with the content they want to see. So in terms of algorithms, because they're engaging in my content, the next time I post, they're more likely to see my post next. I'm a big fashion girl. Probably about 80% of my posts have to do with something fashion or home decor. And so the girls who follow me for fashion and home decor, they're consistently liking my content or commenting on my content. But when I post something about my workouts, they're also seeing those things too. And who doesn't want to feel incredible in their fashionable outfits or in their wedding dress, right? So I'm starting to attract these people in who might not have anything to do with Beachbody, but they love the same things that I love. And remember, I have this vehicle of Beachbody in my back pocket that can help them change their lives too. Not just a Beachbody coach. I'm Ashley Feldason first, but I have a vehicle to help people become the best versions of themselves. So in my posts, I'm consistently asking myself, how can I deliver the things that I love seeing so that the people who I want to attract into my market will love seeing it too? I can't just be posting about my Shakeology or about my container plan because people can't relate to that. I'm going to talk about this till I'm blue in the face. I've been talking about it since I've been a brand new coach. But if we just talk about the things that breathe Beachbody, nobody's going to be able to come in and relate to that. Therefore, we're going to have lower engagement. We're going to have a lower number of likes, which at the end of the day just means that less people are going to see our stuff, right? And so ask yourself, what type of posts can I create? That's not to say that you shouldn't post things about Beachbody, but just know that it should be a different type of ratio. Talk about the things you love to see. Next up, things on Instagram stories. I'm, doing things that you love watching. I could watch TikTok for literal hours. I can go on that app and just watch TikTok for hours, hours, and hours. So I knew that I needed to up my TikTok game and I needed to start creating TikTok stories that my girls actually enjoyed watching so that they looked forward to watching my stories every single day. With Deacon and Gavin, I am obsessed with watching dogs. I could watch dogs sleeping all day long or dogs like doing funny things all day long. And so I know if I love watching those types of things, I'm going to attract people who love watching those things too. So I need to be delivering that. If I'm just showing up on my Instagram story and I'm just being a Beachbody coach, I'm not allowing them to want to come back and watch me every single day. They have to want to come back and watch me every single day. When I think about the coaches that I watch or the people that I watch every single day, the influencers that I watch every single day, I have this one girl that I love watching. Her name is Courtney. What's her last name? Courtney what? Shoot, I forget her last name. She's the best. I can't believe I'm blanking out on this right now. I don't want you guys to steal her because I love her. She's my girl. Courtney Shields. I love Courtney Shields. I think that's her name. Anyway, that I love watching her. So I started asking myself, why do I love watching her? Why do I show up on her Instagram stories every single day? She's not a Beachbody coach. Why do I keep showing up on her stories? Because she's not just this one track person. She's so much more than that. She's a mom. She loves fashion. She talks about food. She shows me how to do my lipstick. She has an incredible relationship with her husband. She's hilarious. She has this incredible mindset. So I ask myself, well, shit, I show up to her because she's like multifaceted. She has all of these layers that she peels back for me every single day, so much that I keep coming back because I know I never know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get something different. Maybe I'm going to get a walkthrough of what she bought at Amazon this week. Or maybe I'm going to learn how to do a red pouty lip. Or I'm going to go to her Instagram and I'm going to, watch her do a Q&A with her husband. Or she's going to walk me through her house or help me meet her daughter. Whatever the case may be, she has so many layers. So I look forward to watching her every single day. Now, how does she make her money is normally probably through blogging and clothing stuff, right? When people swipe up and do her links or whatever, but she's more than just that. She's a mom and she shares tips all the time. I've never bought anything from her links, but I'm always showing up to her because she adds so much value into my life. You need to be that for people. You need to be that person giving so much value without ever needing anything in return. You want people to buy challenge packs from you? Well, don't expect them to buy challenge packs from you. Just expect to give. Give her the recipe when she asks for it. Don't roll your eyes at her. Give her the free workout link if she asks for it. Don't roll her eyes at her. Believe that she will be back because you have that servant's heart. Show up on social media. If people are asking you questions, share them. What's a question that people ask you all of the time? Talk about that consistently. I'm always getting asked where like my bedding or my home decor is from. So I'm always doing updated home decor videos. Or people always ask me about my workout clothes. So I'm always tagging where my workout clothes are from. Use that to your advantage and know that you're so much more than a Beachbody coach. It's time to peel back those layers so people can come to your Instagram story for so much more than your move of the day. But they're going to see your move of the day because they're showing up for all of the layers of you, right? Okay, so the next thing is IGTV. This is a really hot picture of me. Again, nothing to do with Beachbody whatsoever, but two things that I love watching more than life. Guys, I am obsessed with IGTV and I could watch it forever. I am obsessed with watching people unbag their groceries. I don't know what it is. I have this sick fascination with it. When people come home from the grocery store, I just love to see what people buy. More importantly, I love a good Trader Joe's haul. And so I said one Sunday, you know what? It's kind of inconvenient for me to go to Trader Joe's, but I know that I could create incredible content if I were to go and buy all my groceries at Trader Joe's today. And I know that if I love watching people unbox or unbag their Trader Joe's groceries, that my people are going to love it. And they did. People loved watching me unbag my groceries. And I still this was January 12th, 2 weeks ago, I'm still getting questions of people who are finding this video on the popular page, getting questions of people who are following me and rolling into my inbox, asking me certain things about recipes I talk about in here, or about certain ingredients of things that I talk about in here. And I just share my personality in this video. So IGTV is an incredible one for you to do the things that you love. Another thing is I freaking love makeup, right? I love watching people do makeup tutorials. So I decided, I'm no pro, but if I love watching makeup tutorials, why not share my, everyday makeup routine? And I got 108,000 views on this video. I gained about 2,000 followers in like 4 days because of this video. Not because I was perfect, but because I knew what my followers probably were going to want to see from me, because I love seeing those things. And because of that, they came to my profile and saw that I love fashion, that I love makeup. And so they stuck around. And now I don't talk about Beachbody all the time, but on the days that I do, they're seeing those things in addition to seeing my fashion, in addition to seeing my makeup, right? And so really pulling out the different things that make you you, but not losing the fact that you still are running a business, guys. I don't want you to get lost in that clutter. You should be showing up and asking yourself what people want to see from you in terms of what you want to see from people, but always pulling Beachbody out of your back pocket. You should be talking about it consistently, but you should also be talking about other things, talking about the boot camps you're running, not just posting a graphic and saying, I'm hosting a boot camp. I don't read those at all. If somebody says, I'm hosting a boot camp this month, click, click, click. I don't have time to read that because I'm either walking my dogs or I'm making dinner. I'm listening to people talk because I can put it down and I can listen to people talk. Talk on your Instagram stories. That might have worked before, putting up the graphic and writing things out. And that's not to say you can't do it sometimes. Maybe talk about it and then put a graphic up, but talk about it, guys. Talk about your boot camp that you're running today. And if Sally had to mute you because she was in a meeting, but she was clicking through your stories, talk about it again tomorrow for Sally. If you're hosting a boot camp, talk about it. Don't talk about it because you have to. Talk about it because you want to. Talk about it because you have passion. Talk about it because there's joy involved, because your life had been changed with this program. We're going to talk about coaching in just a second, but talk about coaching because it lights you up. That's when people are going to say yes to you. You want to know how the successful coaches got to the top quick, or not even quick, but got to the top and have built multiple six-figure businesses? It's because we just freaking love what we do. And I want to share this with everybody. I know that every single 105 of you who are on this call, every single one of you guys could build a six-figure income. Every single one of you guys this year could build a six-figure income. I believe in you 100% because I freaking love this business and I know what it's capable of so much that people just believe me and they trust me because I believe in it. I bleed Beachbody blue. You have to believe in it. If you want people to sign up with you and get started with you and join your teams, you have to believe in it that hard, because that's where trust is built. Otherwise, they're going to join the girl down the street who goes to Planet Fitness or the other Beachbody coach who does bleed Beachbody blue. Deal? Talk about the things outside of Beachbody, but also bleed Beachbody blue for those people who are still watching all of your stuff and they see this vehicle and they need that vehicle. They need something that will get them in shape to feel incredible in their fashion, to feel incredible on their wedding day. So when they go to Trader Joe's, they actually know what to buy. Or when they go get a facial, they actually know which facial to get. Talk about these things, but then also talk about the other things that are going to make them get in the best shape of their life. See that they can relate to you and see that you're starting to build a side income, that you're building incredible relationships and you're going on these trips, which we'll get to in just a second. So based on these posts, stories, and IGTV, based on when I post, based on when we post, and based on when we go on our stories, and based on when we have IGTVs, it allows us to build a list of people who are engaging in that content. So on our posts, we always have the ability to go through those people who like our content. And so building relationships with those people are inviting those people in is going to be massive for us. But if we're not posting on social media, we're not giving them anything to like, guys, that's the problem. Or if you're only just this one track person, you're just this one level person, and you're not giving them any real value, they're not going to engage in your content. So going through all of the layers of these three things, you allow this list of people to start to implode, right? It starts to just get bigger. And so consistently, when I'm going to sit down for invites, I don't run out of people to invite because I'm always sharing something. Even though I'm not posting every single day, I'm posting consistently, 3 to 5 times every single week until that list starts to grow. So if I go to my post, I can go message anybody who's liking my posts, anybody who's watching my Instagram stories, anybody who's liking my IGTVs or viewing my IGTVs. I can go and I can build relationships with those people. When I think about those people who are engaging in my content, I don't think about, oh my God, I had 6,523 story views. I think about, holy shit, how many of those people's lives can I change? How many people how many of those people are soon to be coaches on our teams? How many of those are the next coach on my team that I can help build this life of freedom? And your mind has to go there. Building this content brings people in so that you can change their lives. And when you feel that, they start to feel that too. Okay, so your themes are huge as well. So along with building content that adds value in people's lives, and then, really growing a list of people to consistently engage with in order to relate to them and build relationships, but also change their lives and hit Success Club, you do have to have a theme. You should really ask yourself, what do you want? Like, what do you want to represent on your social media? And that more than likely is going to go back to what we talked about at the top of the chat. What did I ask you about? What are the things that you love or that are on your popular page? What are the things that you're consistently seeing? So on mine's fashion, health and wellness, home decor. I do a lot of mindset stuff, business stuff, groceries, fitness, business, health and wellness, just like, hair and makeup, Tyler. I'm doing giveaways, like self-care, friendships, before and afters, my family, fashion, my family, stuff like that. And so when I think about what I want to represent, like, this is a perfect identification of who I want to identify as. I want to be the girl who has a smile on my face. I want to be the girl who can add light into people's lives through any season of their lives, who's always getting better every single day, who's going to share a mindset tip with people who might be going through something similar. Somebody who can share my favorite Starbucks recipe with people, share how I'm getting through the holidays with cookies, share a funny quote here and there, share, something about mine and Tyler's relationship, value that I can add in a growing relationship. Share how I'm getting healthy and fit, share my Trader Joe's grocery finds, share my success with them, and share my travels and share my fashion finds and share nutrition and stuff like that. What do you want to represent? You're not just a Beachbody coach, guys. You're so much more than that. Remember, you have to bring them in first. And so you have to ask yourself, who do I want to show up as? Now, this might sound so cliche, but I think it's very important for you to have some type of filter so that when people come, they see your posts, maybe on the popular page, or when they're going through your Instagram stories and they do visit your feed, they need to see something visually appealing. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. It's Instagram. People are only going to follow you if they want to follow you back, right? So having a theme is huge. Stop with the quotes. No quotes. No, if you are going to do a quote, do it here and there, but your face should be in the majority of these. So how many photos do I have here? 15. So I have 30 photos here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27 out of 30 have my face in it. 27 out of 30 photos have my face in it. Now, I'm not telling you that what I'm doing is 100% correct, but I think that your face should be in at least 9 out of 10 photos. And if it's that 10th one doesn't have your face in it, have it be something that you want to represent. Now, if a funny meme is something that you want to represent here and there, that's incredible. But what's a cool thing for you to do that I've seen a lot of people do is put the photo of you up first and then scroll to the meme. You can talk about that meme, but your face, Jenna Kutcher talks about this in her podcast. I forget what her podcast is called. You can look her up, or if somebody knows, can you put it in the chat? She's incredible. She talks all about growing your social media. I'm actually using a lot of things that she helped me with. But she talked about how she was a photographer. So she was taking photos of things all the time. She was taking beautiful photos all the time, but she was having really low engagement. Well, more than likely she was having low engagement because people could go on Google and find very similar photos, right? But ain't nobody going on Google and finding new updated photos of Ashley Feld Dyson. I have to create that content just like you have to create that content. So what she noticed was that her engagement started to really increase no matter how flimsy the caption was. or how incredibly powerful the caption was, her engagement started to increase when she started taking time to actually create content with her face in it. Now, not professional photos, but just content with her face in it, because people like to see other people. People just want to relate to others. We buy things because we see, like just today, I saw another coach on the company. She had this little tanner bottle. It's just this oil you put on your face and it like tans your skin. I would have never, ever bought that if I hadn't seen her put it on her skin and seen it look so good on her. I could have had an ad pop up. I would have never bought it. But I swiped up and I bought it today because I watched her use it. Do you understand what I'm saying? People want to relate to you. So your face needs to be in everyone. So how do you want to be represented? How do people want to leave your social media? How do you want them to feel about your social media? And you should have a theme. You know, a really good way for you to find a filter that you like, I just buy like $3 filters on Etsy. And so if you go on Etsy and you just type in like, if you want something, so like here I had a very like crispy red filter, and then I did more of a nudie filter on these. I just type in like natural filter Instagram. And there's a ton of different filters that you can purchase for like $3, and you can get it just branded to yourself, so that every photo that you create, guys, make sure you're in front of a window. Just make sure you have good lighting and you would be proud of posting. You don't need to post the post just to post the post. Take time to create content that people want to see. We're not in the day and age of having to post 3 times a day. Create content you want to see, okay? Create a feed that you're proud of, that you want to be represented as. Get outside, take a photo. Put your filter over top and be proud of it. And don't just write a post because you have to. Maybe write your post in the morning when you're feeling inspired, right after your personal development, or after you put your kids to bed and you do your personal development that night. Or maybe you're listening to your personal development in your car and you're like, oh my God, I want to post about that today. So when you put your car in park, you just write that post up really quick. Not because you have to, but because you feel inspired to give in that moment, okay? Don't feel like you have to post just to post. That's the worst feeling in the world for me, is like getting to the end of the day and be like, shit, I haven't posted today. Nothing inspiring is going to come from me if I'm in that mode of shit, I haven't posted today. Like nothing good's going to come from that. But if I'm getting up the next morning and I slept great and I just read a boss book and I'm like ready to crush my workout, pre-workout is halfway down my throat, and I'm like, that's a powerful post. That I know is going to come from me. Or in the middle of the day, I'm cleaning and I'm thinking about something that's changing my life in that moment. I want it to be a natural thing. Now I know that I should be posting roughly 5 times a week. So I'm going to be focused on creating content that rocks, but I'm not pressing myself to get it done just because I have to. I'm thinking about it authentically and intentionally throughout the week. But ask yourself, how do you want to be represented? Okay. And then the last thing I want to talk about, time check. Okay, 10 minutes. Talking about the coaching opportunity in an authentic way. This could be the hardest part of our business, because I think so often we've seen network marketing companies that are so cliche in how they talk is, you know, you can join really quick and join and get $5,000 this month. Anything you're going to earn $5,000 in your first day of or first week of probably isn't going to be lifelong. I want you to start thinking about the things that in your life, money aside, maybe they are monetary things that you do have to have money to attain or purchase, but money aside, seeing $1 million in your bank account aside, what are things in your life that would add so much value to you today? I want you to put it in the chat. Is it things like being able to go buy a new bathing suit for your upcoming vacation? Is it things like maybe putting a fence on your backyard? Or, you know, what are the little things in your life? For me, it was a matter of, you know, finally being able to pay my car payment and take that off of my mom. Or watching a savings account that never existed in my entire life start to grow because of this business. I want you guys to put in the chat, what are a couple things that would totally change your life? Just, you know, not monetary things, but that could grow consistently, that would just like alter everything for you. Moving into your own apartment, stay-at-home mom, pay off credit cards, move out of your parents' house, working remotely on your own time. Yeah, these are incredible. Like, these are the things, guys, these are the things that relate to people. These are the things that like run deep into people's hearts, that they're like, oh my God, Brittany just said exactly what I want in my life. Brittany is working toward, or she has attained exactly what I want in my life. And I'm going to break down basically retiring from my husband, being a stay-at-home. Oh, I love these. They're so good. This is why I show up. This is why I show up, because I want to pass the baton on to you guys. And I haven't done everything I want to in my life by any means, but I want to pass the baton on to you guys and be like, just run with it, guys. Like, take this and freaking go, because you're capable of all of these things. But I basically want to talk about this versus that. We're going to take all 4 of these photos, and these are very special in my life. The 4 things that I really wanted to do at the beginning of my business, and really today still even, had to do with, freedom of shopping, buying the foods that I wanted, really working toward my dream home, and then traveling because I can. We want to take our followers we want our followers to be able to relate to us rather than saying good for you, right? We want them to relate to you rather than saying good for you. So I built 2 different types of posts within each of these photos, and just to compare the 2 so that they can actually relate versus say good for you. So this would be a post, and I see a lot of coaches post like this, and it stinks because this is the type of post where you get to the end of the night and you're like, shit, I have to post. Not inspiring. If you feel like you're rushed to make a post, don't make the post. It took me a while to create these couple slides, because I had to sit down and I had to get into my mode of feeling inspired. And so these are posts, doing these once or twice a week, or even once a week, talking about the coaching opportunity in a deeper way. I'm going to read them. So I'm just so blessed for my side hustle that allowed me to go spend $200 today. And I also want to remind you guys that when you are talking about Beachbody and any type of monetary value and what you've earned, you have to do the disclaimer. Beachbody disclaimer, you can Google it, Beachbody disclaimer. It will come up. Just save it in the notes of your files or in your notepad. It says Beachbody does not guarantee any level of success. Each coach must work. It's based on diligence and skill, something along those lines. Just have it saved so that you can put it in there. But a post that is, so I'm just so blessed for my side hustle that allowed me to go spend $200 that day. Anybody who looks at this is going to be like, good for this bitch, like unfollow. But if I were to write something like, I remember in February getting ready to board my first ever cruise ship and wanting so badly to find a couple cute dresses that would be the perfect addition. I'd fill up my online cart, picture them on my body, but could never actually click pay because of my financial situation I was in. I decided that this was the last vacation I was going to feel this way. Feel like there was something more I could be doing for the freedom, and I was going to start to work hard at something I could control. I knew it wouldn't be overnight, but because I said yes to the coaching opportunity, I have helped other women find themselves through health and wellness as well. And the extra couple $100s a month that reflects that has been so helpful for visions like these. Being able to say yes to this dress. And a great photo that she could have posted with this, I mean, this isn't really like my life, but a photo of her feeling incredible in a dress. What's a great way to talk about coaching without people looking at her and being like, woe is her. Really being able to relate to the fact that maybe they're going on a vacation and they can't afford to fill up their online cart and shop for the things they want to shop for. But they see that Sally is working toward that. They can see, well, if Sally's working toward that, why don't I link arms with her and I work toward that too? That's how you build successful businesses, not by just boasting on social media, but telling stories so people can see themselves in your shoes, right? So, the next one is, I remember the good old days when I used to have to buy bruised fruits and veggies because it's all I could afford. Good for you. Instead, something that might fit a little bit better. This might seem so silly to you, but one of my favorite things about traveling home from college to see my mom was the incredible food she always prepared for me. Her fresh fruits and veggies and her full fridge of so many healthy options. When I first lived on my own with Tyler, we couldn't make this a reality of our own, but it was always something that I manifested. Being able to pay the few extra dollars for the organic blackberries, the being able to say yes to the fresh salmon this week and grabbing that kombucha I passed in the organic aisle. For me, this always ran so deep. When I work my business every day, helping people get set up with my boot camps and helping them become coaches of their own, that reflects this freedom I so wildly craved for my life. That started as something as simple as being able to buy the groceries I wanted to buy versus the ones I could buy. Today, I'm thankful that I say yes to the blackberries, fresh salmon, and kombucha. Today and every day, I'm thankful I said yes to the coaching opportunity. Don't mind my grammar, or my punctuation. But it takes it from, good for her to sharing a story where I'm not boasting at all, but other people who might go in, I talk to so many people every single day, or who come over to my house and they're like, oh, I wish I could afford the fresh fruits that you get, or people on Instagram. And so I'm not saying like, yay, I can buy organic veggies, good for me. I'm telling a story about the time where I couldn't, and how that translated because I was working my business and because I was just trucking away every single day. I do have the freedom to do that now. It's just a different way of talking about them things. And guys, you don't have to be a good writer about this, or like, you don't have to be an incredible writer. Just think about what the objective is. What do you want to help people accomplish? And I think about, in a good post, like a good photo I could post with this is like a photo of me holding berries in a kombucha, or like fresh salmon in a kombucha. But for this type of thing, you always want to ask yourself, what's the objective? What do I want people to walk away with from this photo? I look at a photo, if Tyler snaps a photo of me, I say, what do I want people to gain from this? Do I want them to walk away and see and be able to relate to this? Do I want people to walk away and feel value and be able to walk away and have some type of, fulfillment in their heart? In this case, I wanted people to walk away who could relate to the fact that they can't purchase the groceries they want to purchase, but they have an opportunity where they could work toward that. Okay, 2 more really quick. I will have my dream house by 2025. Watch me. I imagine waking up at 5 a.m., heading down to the kitchen to greet my husband before he heads off to work, mix up my pre-workout, grab the chair closest to my window overlooking the bay, and start my morning routine. I picture looking out into my family room and seeing my wooden exposed beams, the floor-to-ceiling whitewashed fireplace, my sleeping dogs on my plush, comfy couch. I don't have it, but I see it, I feel it, and I'm working toward it. Something so simple, instead of just sharing a photo of the house, talking about what you feel inside of the house, talking about how you're working toward that. Because I talk about all the time about how I'm going to own my house on the water. And now maybe they don't have that dream of owning the house on the water, but they see, well, Ashley has these huge dreams and she's using Beachbody as the avenue. Well, if I use Beachbody as the avenue, I could, start to dream a little bit bigger. And that's exactly how it worked. I saw my coach do, so I started to do, so you guys started to do. What's next? Your coaches are going to start to do, and the process just just keeps rolling. And the last thing I want to leave you guys off with is something about traveling. I said yes to coaching so I could go on more trips. 2021 to Mexico, booked. Versus, I remember sitting in bed on an April night, scrolling Instagram and seeing the coach that signed me up on an all-expense paid trip. I remember most vividly her splashing around a foam party in the warm sunshine and a huge smile on her face. At that moment, I hadn't left the US one single time. I couldn't even picture what an all-inclusive resort could even look like. I just knew that she told me I could join her next year if I helped other women find the same passion for their journeys that I had found just a couple months earlier. From there, this became my biggest business motivator. Not only did I attend the next year's all-inclusive trip, but I earned it for totally free because I became so passionate about helping other women. And in a month from today, I am putting my wings up and heading to trip number 4. From someone who couldn't even picture what a trip like this could look like to now being able to not picture my life without it each year. Coolest part is 60 plus of my own team earned it with me this year. And so sharing a story, I put myself where they might be. I talked about how I was in bed watching my coach show up to this foam party and I was dreaming. I brought myself down to their level and I talked about how I just had to do X, Y, and Z to get there. And so I'm outlining it for them in terms of this coaching opportunity. Guys, you just have to tell stories. At Summit this year, we have Kendra Hall as our main speaker, and she is like the queen of storytelling. And she says you need 2 things to tell a story. 1, you need a freaking story, which all of us have. You have a story in every second of every single day. I could get off this call and I could tell an entire story about this entire call right now, or an entire story about my entire day. You have a story. But the second thing you need is the courage to tell it. This is laziness. This is sitting down and posting because you have to. This is relating. This is building a business of longevity, of people who are like you. Like I look around at Team Elevate and it's all women who are so much like me because it starts from my story. And then it starts from the next girl's story. And that it's like the telephone, it just keeps going forever and ever. All right, guys, any questions? 9 o'clock on the dot. Wow, I am good. 9 o'clock on the dot. I'm very proud of myself. Yay. Okay. You guys are rock stars. That was recording, thank God. Any questions at all? No? All right, guys, I hope you have an incredible night. I just want you guys to know, for those of you who are still on here, this call I needed for myself to pump me up and get me back into the groove. I love you all so very much. This recording will be up in the morning. Have an incredible rest of your night, guys. Goodbye.